Hello Gaudi class and welcome to today's maths lesson. Today we're starting a new topic and we're going to be looking at tally charts, which is one of my favourite. So a tally chart helps us to collect data, information, such as the number of objects or how many people choose one thing or another. So we're going to look at how a tally chart works. So here we have 3 juice boxes. So the way we count tallies is we just draw a line. So there are 1, 2, 3 juice boxes. So we can count those lines 1, 2, 3. When you draw a tally chart, try not to stick them too close together because sometimes it's hard to count them then. So let's do that again. How many strawberries are there? There are 1, 2, 3. So we're just going to draw 1, 2, 3. And how many flowers are there? Maybe you could draw the tally for that. Maybe pause the video quickly and see if you can work out how to draw that tally. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 flowers. 4 little lines. Now, things are going to get a little bit more complicated because we don't do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because then it starts being a bit difficult to count. Let's get rid of that last one. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. And then for the 5th one, what we do is we do a gate. So we do a cross across them. So I always think it looks a bit like a garden gate. So what this does is it helps us to be able to count easily because we can count these in 5s. So for example, here we've got 2 bags and each bag has got 5 in. So that's 1 lot of 5. And we can just say 5, 10. So that helps us to be able to count things quicker. So a gate is a group of 5. So if we wanted to, this is a group of 5, and this is a group of 5, and this is a group of 5. So we would write our one group of 5, another group of 5, and a third group of 5. And now we can count in 5s to tell us how many there are altogether. So we have 5, 10, 15. I'm just going to go back for a minute. If, for example, we were to have an extra box here, I'm just going to draw one in like that. Then what we would do is we would put an extra part to our tally chart. So now we've got 5, 10, 15, 16. So once we finish the tally completely, you add in an extra one. I've noticed we're not doing that. So now let's look at this chart here. So we're going to count how many chicks we've got. We have got 1, 2. The total's already been done for us. About eggs, we've got 1, 2, 3. And the total's been done for us. We've got 3. Let's count the umbrellas. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 5. So we're going to not put a 5th line, we're going to put our cross through. And I've got another umbrella here. So I don't know who put in the totals, but that should be 6. And lamb, I've got 1 lamb. And what about daffodils? So I have got 1, 2, 3. So I have got 3 daffodils. Okay, have a look at the next one. Right, see if you can do this before I help you with it. So pause the video and have a go. See if you can do the tally for the amount of adults and the amount of children, and then write the totals. So when you're ready, unpause the video and we'll carry on. So adults, we've got 1 adult. That's nice and easy, 1. Children, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to go across because that's our 5. 6, 7, 8. This isn't the best use for a tally chart because actually it would have been much quicker for us to just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we could have done that much quicker. Tally charts are used more for when you're gathering information. So if you had to ask somebody, what's your favourite colour? And you had a list of colours down the side, you could say, oh, what's your favourite colour? And they might say pink. So you would do a tally. Blue, do a tally. Gold, do a tally. And then when you'd asked everyone, then you could sort out your totals. So this isn't the most efficient way for using a tally chart, but it's just me showing you what to do because we don't have the opportunity to go and ask each other. So now on to your work. What I'd like you to do, so for the first one, and given that this is the first lesson we've done on tallies, you might find that you want to do all the challenges. Even if you normally do challenge 2 or 3, you might want to start at challenge 1 just to check. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to draw tally charts to show these numbers. So 5, think about how you would do that as a special one. 10, 4 is a nice and easy one. And then 16. So we did look at 16 earlier. You might rewind and cheat. And here are some socks on the washing line. And again, this one's a nice one to do. You've got a plain one, and then a stripy one, and then a plain one. So that's an easier one to do as a tally. And then what you could do, if you wanted to, you don't have to, is you could do a total at the end. Challenge 2, you are you've got to draw in the correct items. So you do have to do, whoops, my line has run out. I've got to the bottom. So you're going to write your total. And you're just going to fill in these numbers here. You don't need to write the whole chart. You can just write the totals for me. That's absolutely fine. Challenge 2 and 3, you have got to do a tally of all the things you can find in this picture. And again, this is not the best use of a tally chart because it's going to be much easier to actually count all the leaves going along the rows than it is to actually go, okay, I've got an acorn and a jacket and an umbrella and you'll get confused as to where you are. So what I would suggest you do, and it's not what you should do, but for this it'll be easier, is do it backwards. So do your total first. So count your number of trees. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trees. So write your total and then go and do your tally. 4, 5. Okay, that's not how a tally chart should work, but I think it's very complicated because you haven't got this in front of you. You can't cross the pictures out. So it might be easier to do totals first. Right, next one. Here are some shapes. So what I'd like you to do for this one is I'd like you to do the whole tally chart. So if you look back on what we've done here, in the first column, you have your shapes. You'll have your shapes. In the second column, you'll have your tally. And in the last column, you'll have your total. So you'll have 3 columns. So this one will be your shape. And then you're going to write down what shapes you've got. This one will be your tally. And this one will be your total. And then you can do the rest. Oops, that went a bit wonky. You can do the rest of your tally table. Okay. And the last one. So Whitney, Teddy and Jack tally how many jumps they can do in 1 minute. So Whitney can do this many, Teddy can do this many, and Jack can do this many. So you might want to do the total. You might also want to tell Teddy off. So Whitney says she's got 11. So do you agree? And if not, why not? So it's not good to say I agree or I don't agree. You have to say I agree with Whitney. I've counted her tallies and there are 11. Or I don't agree with Whitney because I've counted her tallies and there's only, or there are. Okay, so I want a whole sentence for that one. And what could Teddy's tallying be improved? I think Teddy could learn to tally. I don't think it's about being improving. So could you change Teddy's tally, please, so that it is right? I hope you've enjoyed our first lesson on tallies. I do like tally charts. I like it when you get to go around and ask children their favourite whatevers, but we can't do that, which makes me a bit sad. So this is the best we can do. And I will see you for our next lesson.